Heather Miller is a senior public health sanitarian with the Arizona Department of Health Services. She currently works in the Food Safety and Environmental Services program on food safety issues, including coordinating the Cottage food program, performing food safety inspections, kitchen plan reviews for new facilities, rule writing, and coordinating food recall communications. Heather is a registered sanitarian and has been in the environmental public health field for over 20 years. She has worked at a local county health department in Illinois as the Director of Environmental Health and at the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality and Drinking Water Protection. In addition to food safety, Heather's environmental health experience includes drinking water, on-site wastewater treatment, vector control, and emergency planning. Heather completed the Mid-America Regional Public Health Leadership Institute Fellowship Program through the University of Illinois at Chicago School of Public Health. She holds a bachelor's degree in biological sciences from Illinois State University.
Good morning. My name is Heather Miller. I'm a senior public health sanitarian here at DHS in the Food Safety and Environmental Services program. Today, here on the first day of the conference, I'm going to give a few program updates in regards to the Registered Sanitarian program, as well as a little bit about the Cottage food program. So for the sanitarians, our webpage, the main webpage for the council is azdhs.gov/SanCouncil. So you will see instructions there. We are moving to online renewals for registered sanitarians. So we're trying to go paperless. So the renewal form online, we're going to walk through that step by step, and it'll be the same questions that we've always had you guys fill out for the renewal program, just in the online form. So when you go to the main webpage, you can either get to the registration area of the webpage by clicking up here under Registered Sanitarian Renewals, and also down here on the registration renewal box. That will take you to this part of the web page, and it will actually walk you through the new process. So first of all, everyone will have to create an account on the MyHD web portal. You'll be filling out all the necessary applicant information. Basically, it's the same thing as the paper form. Listing your continuing education hours. Mailing, we're still having you mail in the check or money order. The fee is still the same, $10, and that gets mailed right here to the Sanitarians Council. We please request that you put your name and your RS number on the memo line of the check or money order, and this will be required so we can match up your payment with your online renewal information once you get it submitted. So after you do the renewal online, just mail us in the form. We're currently in discussion and talks to get the payment also online, but we didn't get that done in time this year, but hopefully next year we'll have that all set up for you guys. And then we also will be emailing out the RS card, so that is new, and that will come to you through email. Whatever email you list on the renewal, that's where we'll send it. So please make sure that your email address is updated and correct on the renewal application. So once you click on the login, you will see this page. So everyone will have to make a new account. So you'll just click register here, which will take you to this page. Everything in red on the online application is required information. So we'll need your first name, your last name, your email address, and you'll have to create a password and obviously tell them that you're not a robot. So you do not have to supply your cell number or company name. Then you will be successfully registered. Then you'll have to click on the blue button here to go into the Registered Sanitarian Renewal portion. And then the second big blue button to submit the new Registered Sanitarian Renewal. So I've taken the next part of the web page and just broke it out here, and we'll just discuss it. So like I said earlier, we still have to have the $10 renewal fee mailed in, check or money order. And as everybody knows, it's due by the end of the year, but there is a grace period until February 15th to get your fee or the application submitted. So this will be the beginning of the form. Like I said, it's the same as the paper version, so everything in red is required. So your first name, if you want a middle initial printed on your RS card, you can enter that. And then the last name, street address, city, state, county, and zip code. The primary phone number and your primary email are required. We've also added secondary phone, so some people will put their work information and then secondarily will put their personal information, and you can do that for the phone and the email. And then hopefully you guys know your RS number, because we need that also submitted in the information so we can look you up in the system. These are the same required questions that we've always had. These will be yes or no answers. If you're requesting to defer information, you'll put yes or no. The other two are if you've ever been convicted of a felony or had your license suspended, so that will be a yes or no. If yes, you'll just have to give the explanation. Same thing for the license suspension, yes or no. If yes, enter the information and explain the reason there. Next part will ask you if you've been registered for less than 12 months. So by rule, if you have been registered for less than a year, you are not required to obtain the 12 continuing hours, the continuing education hours, but you're more than welcome to. But if you do click yes that you have been registered for 12 months, you would put NA down here if you have not achieved any continuing education hours, because this box is required for you to list continuing education or to put something in this box. So NA for not applicable if you're telling us that you've been registered for less than 12 months and you're not required to do the continuing education hours. The next section will be for your signature. You will only get one shot at this, so give us your best mouse signature you have. This online web portal here is also mobile friendly, so it can be done on the tablet or on your phone, and you can use your pinky if you want to get a better signature there. So this statement is the same as it's always been. You're just authorizing us to obtain any supplemental information that we may need for you to confirm your registration. This section down here is new. Some people have sent us in continuing education certificates or agendas. It is not required, but if you do wish to upload any documents, you would just choose the Choose File button here, select where that is stored on your computer. You may give it a name, but you don't have to. Then you would upload the file. If you have any more information to upload, you would just do this process over again. Upload the files until you're done, and then finally down here just hit the Submit button. So that will send your online renewal directly to us. We'll receive it instantaneous. There is no email confirmation after you hit the Submit button. This page is exactly what you will see, and this is your confirmation that you submitted it. So it will say, thank you for submitting. You will receive your RS card via email after payment is received. So just like in the good old days of mailing us in paper, you just have to believe that it's going to get to us and you will receive your card. So basically we've got the online renewal form. You're still going to have to send us in money via check or money order this year, and then we will send you out your registration card via email. We won't send you my registration card, we will send you yours, and just again as a reminder, as you enter your name on the online renewal is how the RS card will be printed for your card next year. So now a little bit about the Cottage Food program. The main page for Cottage Food is still azdhs.gov/Cottage Food. That's the shortcut, that will get you right there. This program has seen tremendous growth. I primarily work in this program. It's been around since August of 2011. We currently have over 12,000 registrants, and just this past year alone, it's going to be another record-breaking year for a number of new registrations. We've had some really busy months this year. March we did almost 200 registrants in that month. September was also a big month, just about a month ago, 191. So we're going to have a big year. So a lot of people found out about this program or decided to want a little side hustle, get some extra money during these tough times. So the program is becoming very popular. And along those lines, we're seeing some different popular food items this year. Roasted coffee beans, for example, have been really popular. dry ingredients mixes where people will sell the dry portion of the recipe for like cakes and cookies, and then the consumer would add their wet ingredients and bake those products at home. Also, dry spice mixes and barbecue rubs have been popular this year. This time of year, everything pumpkin flavored is super popular. Hot chocolate bombs, those were popular last year. I think we have to credit TikTok for those popularity. So hot chocolate bombs are the hard chocolate shells, and inside would have the hot cocoa powder and maybe some mini marshmallows. People are really registering for those a lot. And tarts, for whatever reason, seem to be popular. But we have to ask a lot of questions because some people's idea of tarts are the kind that are not allowed. So what we see on the picture on the left are what I would say is a mini fruit pie or a fruit tart that would have the baked sugar and fruit filling on the inside, completely allowed, so those are a yes. The tart on the right is a custard-based tart, which would require refrigeration, plus it has the cut fruit on top, which wouldn't be allowed either. So those style tarts are not allowed, but the small hand pies or the folded over hand pie fruit tarts are a yes. We do have some items specifically excluded by the cottage food rules. So I've taken the example list that we have online of what is not approved, and again it just is an example list, but the first part of that list I've blown up here and highlighted. So these items are actually written in the cottage food rules as not allowed under the program. So anything requiring refrigeration is not allowed. Also, no perishable baked goods, no salsas or salsas, fermented or pickled foods, meat, fish, and shellfish, no beverages or acidified food products, no homemade nut butters, and no reduced oxygen packaged products. The list on the right is just a continuation of our example list of what's not approved. A lot of the holiday pies right now aren't approved because they technically have to be refrigerated, as well as cheesecake and some of the other items that are popular but still not allowed. Tamales, butters and spreads, syrups, extracts, and tinctures, because those technically fall under beverages. Any cakes with custard fillings aren't allowed, and then dehydrated fruits and vegetables, and then any of the frostings, icings, or fillings that don't follow the frosting guidance. And to get a little bit into that, we don't allow any frostings or fillings that have the dairy products in it off the bat unless those items are specifically tested for pH and water activity. So lab testing is allowed, and you know, since we've adopted the 2017 food code, there is the interaction table in the back with the pH and water activity, and if it falls within the parameters of a low pH or acidic food with a low water activity, a lot of these frostings, icings, and buttercreams are being allowed by special letter once we have the lab results to come in. A lot of people are currently using the U of A Food Safety Lab in Tucson. They charge a small fee just for the pH and water activity, and then those results get forwarded to the Cottage Food Program. We take a look at them, compare them to the table in the 2017 food code, and if it pans out to be a non-TCS food, we will allow those items to be made. We do receive a fair share of complaints for the cottage food program. The 4 biggest complaints are kind of spelled out here. They'll be the ones that are just illegal home food operations, and those we do forward on to the county partners, to you guys. We get complaints about people that are registered for cottage food but then start selling food that is not allowed. So someone may register a couple years ago for cottage food and say they're going to bake cakes and cookies, and then for whatever reason branch out into, doing home catering or doing pizzas and wanting to sell food that's not allowed. So a lot of that we deal with, but we also bring in the county partners for any enforcement action. And then we get people that are unregistered under the program, but they may be selling allowable food. So a lot of times in this instance, people just aren't aware that the program exists or that they have to register for the cottage food program to be legal to sell those goods made out of the home kitchen. And labeling still seems to be an issue sometimes. We do have this example label as shown here that's on our website that shows all of the required information to be on the label. You may add more information, or the home baker may add more information than what's required, but this is the basic information. So you have to have the common name of the product. You also have to have your registrant name, and now everyone will have a unique registration number. And then contact information is always helpful too. The ingredients list has to list all of the ingredients in the product, and then this exact statement has to be on the label, and this is specifically written in rule that says this product was produced in a home kitchen that may process common food allergens and is not subject to public health inspection. Also, the production date has to be on there now, and all of this is really good for consumer knowledge. A lot of people are reading labels now, and the ingredients is also super important for allergy concerns. We've had a new style certificate, and this is what they currently look like since July of 2019 when the program had some minor rule changes. So the things that you'll notice, you'll see the registrant name. The home address is no longer listed. That was a sticking point for a lot of people, and we understood that. So now everyone has a unique registration number that will be on the certificate, as well as the registration date. Now, one of the new things in the rule update from 2019 is that these certificates now expire 3 years after issuance. So that statement is also on here, and then also required by rule that the registrant must maintain their current food handler training while they're participating in the program. So in the near future, probably the beginning of next year, we will be starting a renewal or re-registration program. So every 3 years, people will have to renew if they're still going to stay in the cottage food program. We'll be going back to the oldest registrants first, back to 2011, doing some mass emailing, notifying people, and that they will have to renew. So just for a point, I wanted to bring up the old certificates are still valid. They'll be the blue style certificates with the old state logo there that was in blue. Those are still valid, can be used until the people re-register. So people may re-register now if they're wanting a new certificate that does not show their home address and the registration number, but also so everyone knows the registration list is posted online. It's somewhat outdated because we're in the process of transferring to a new registration program as well, but the people's names are listed. It is broken out by county and then by town, and it will list the registrant's name as well as the registration number. So people are able to look on our website and see what the registration number is, since that's important for the label requirements. So that is about all I have. We are able to take some live questions here after the presentation, so feel free to enter those in the chat box. The program emails are listed here, so SAN Council specific questions. If you don't get anything answered, or if we don't get to your questions answered today here after the presentation, feel free to email the SAN